Is Netflix going to be saving or killing movie theaters? The Stranger Things finale leaves fans sort of split. One battle after another dominates the Critics' Choice Awards, and there are tons of crazy Marvel rumors flying around right now. All that and more on an episode of Unbinged, starting now. Welcome into Unbinged, the podcast about the shows, movies, and now news you love to binge. I'm Alfredo Brown, joined as always. I got Jagger May with me. Jag, let's jump right into the first headline here. Netflix reportedly only wants to keep movies in theaters for 17 days after they buy Warner Brothers. This is according to Deadline.com. Is this going to save movie theaters? Is this going to kill movie theaters? What does this mean for us as moviegoers?
Yes, Alex, what is Nobody Wants This? And I'll go ahead and stick with the same category and Netflix titles as business strategies for 400.
I mean, seriously, is it like, so the more I thought about it, right? Because my first initial reaction was, I hate this. I hate this so much. And then I started to think about it. So when do I go to a movie in like week 3 or 4? How often does that actually happen for you? Because I don't really do that all that much.
I will, like Marty Supreme, I really want to go see in theater. Right? I like the theater experience. Let's put it that way. F1, I'm upset that I missed in theaters because I kind of avatared myself where I watched it at home and I'm like, this didn't quite smack as well. So I get it. I will say, this is me playing devil's advocate on the Netflix side. What you've created is an exclusive experience where if they're only going to be in theaters for 17 days, 2 weeks, whatever, you got to get those fucking tickets and they are going to sell out. That's what is going to matter.
That's what I was thinking here, right? Like, even though we hate it as movie theater people, it kind of does make sense as a business move, right? Like, it's only going to be there so long. If you want to go see it and get that experience, you're going to go during that first 2-week window. And then is it just more simply cost effective for these movies to make their way over to the streaming service? I mean, that's got to be it, no?
I need another Matt Damon on Hot Ones explaining something about the movie theater industry because
right.
You got to wonder how this is going to affect the amount of money made, because how much money did Zootopia continue to pull in? Because like that's what's going to hurt the most is the families, the parents, because I got to think about like my dad. My dad's like, I don't want to sit next to a person I don't know, so I'm going to wait for 2 weeks and then see it on a Tuesday at noon. You know, that's like what he does. You know, that's going to hurt those people, and I don't love that, man. I want everyone to have an opportunity to have this experience. More importantly, I want movies to make money so we can continue to get good movies. Because what's going to happen is we have this incredible salary cap problem. You know, there's a salary cap problem in movies where the top end, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be pulling in most of the budget of this movie. The director, the writer, and like your top billed actors. The motherfuckers that are actually making this movie are not getting paid, and then production is going to shit. That's why things are either going to take longer to make or they're going to get made too fast. And I think this may be, on the money-making standpoint of business, this may be cool. This may be cool for exclusivity, but it's going to hurt movie making, and I'm worried about that.
That's where my head is at, is that I think what it does is this is almost it's just like economics, right? It's going to hurt the middle class. It's going to hurt the movies that get legs later, that word of mouth travels and everyone's like, oh, you got to go check out Sinners. It was actually really good. And people are checking that out after a 17-day window, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how many Sinners do we get going forward if we only have 17-day windows? Now, Ted Sarandos has said there's been a lot of talk about theatrical distribution, so we want to set the record straight. We are 100% committed to releasing Warner Brothers films in theaters with industry standard windows. But then this article from Deadline goes on to say the town continues to worry what traditional, quotes, means for Netflix. Sources have told Deadline that Netflix have been proponents of a 17-day window, which would steamroll the theatrical business, while circuits such as AMC believe the line needs to be held around 45 days.
Yeah, I was going to say 45 should be close. Really, you need 1 month. You have 1 month, and then you can go straight to streaming if you want to. But at the same time, they make money off me. I know we have friends that are big on social, or that are big on physical media. You know, you hear on socials all the time, you know, like use physical media. I am like that. You could see all the books behind me. I'm big on that. Whereas movies, I don't have the room right now. That's like a future project. You know, hobbies are expensive, y'all. I buy these digital copies and I do it with the thought that like I am helping this movie make money by buying and purchasing this movie so they could continue to make this stuff. Because again, to quote Matt Damon, what has killed a lot of independent films outside of A24 and Neon is that you can't recoup all of your expenses back on the DVD physical release anymore. You know, like how much is Netflix really going to give you for how much? Are you getting paid by the stream? I'm not really sure. So I don't know. This is just not a good look. And you can see how Warner Brothers lost someone like Nolan.
And that's something that's been like not been very open for the public, is to know like what those figures are, how much streaming services really pay for the rights to movies and stuff like that. So like we don't know. It's I think this is like how I said, it's only going to affect the middle class of movies, but I also think it's going to, the ones who get mostly affected are going to be the middle class of movie goers too. Like you're going to have your A consumers that always go to the theaters and they're going to go in the first week or the first 2 weeks, right? Then you have your C consumers that just like never go. They're only going to watch on streaming. But all those people in the B, like in the middle class that were thinking about going to the theaters and it's like, okay, I'll go when I have more time. That time's going to be gone. So I'm super curious to see how that's actually going to affect them. Are they just going to go earlier, or does it just kind of keep falling the way everything does, which is what's more convenient? Wait for it to be at home.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think.
Bang. And while you're saying that, Jag, guys, if you've just enjoyed even a minute of this conversation, or you've watched us in other stuff, we do a lot of TV and movie reviews. Please take a second to like this video, comment down below with your thoughts on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed here, because not only are we on YouTube, but we're also on Apple and Spotify. We're all over the audio waves there. But every Tuesday, we're going to keep you guys in the know with all the top entertainment headlines from movies and TV. Also, we've got Fallout Season 2 every Wednesday. The Pit Season 2 every Thursday, that's starting January 8th this week. His and Hers, a limited series on Netflix as well. That one looks really good with John Bernthal and Tess Thompson. 28 years later, The Bone Temple, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. There's so much cool stuff that's going to be starting out the year here. So make sure you're subscribed to Unbinged. Jag, you and I both watched Stranger Things Season 5 this last week. We got to talk about every single episode. We watched the finale. We left feeling very meh. And it turns out that's how the audience felt too. This season of Stranger Things had the lowest rating of any season. Critics gave it an 85%, but the audience gave it a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's with over 10,000 ratings. Now, I think it's worth saying there's a lot of review bombing that's been going on because of the penultimate episode and Will coming out as a gay man. I know that is there, but it's been very mixed online. This doesn't feel good for all the spinoffs and everything they want to do.
No, it's the review bombing 100%. That's coming from like this Disney woke shit, blah, blah, blah. Like,
right.
It's the way that entire season just drug out. It drug out from waiting 4 years for us to give it to us, which you automatically have an uphill battle. You've built 4 years of anticipation. There better been 5 fucking mind flares. At this point, I wanted the entire party to form their own Megazord to fight Rita Repulsa. Yeah, it would have been better, or something like that. That is their big issue. And Netflix needs to figure out how to do prestige TV much better. Their issue is, when they do have prestige TV, let's say like Mindhunters, they cancel it because it's expensive. What Netflix does well is that season-long binge. Writing for a season-long binge. It's fun, man. Like, let's say when I watched on Paradise on Hulu, if you had to have me wait every fucking week for that, yeah, I would have been a little bit more nitpicky, because I had to every week an episode where I had to pick apart. But without it, I just binged it. Netflix needs to figure that out, man. You stretched it out and you waited too long. It's,
And I think right now the Duffer Brothers keep just digging themselves into a deeper hole every time they come out, and they're like, the Demogorgons, they were on a coffee break. Vecna had no idea that these kids were going to show up to the abyss. And it's just like, well, that's your writing? Like, that was it? And then now, even stuff that like I didn't realize too, when we talked about it in the podcast, people are still asking, what happened in season 1 where the lock on Will's door at his home was opened via telepathy? Who was that? Because Demogorgons don't have that ability. And they're just like, don't worry about that. Like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. It's just like they kind of keep digging themselves deeper here. I feel like this series sort of is going to suffer from the same thing that like House of the Dragon did with Game of Thrones. Is like they're gonna make another series, but you've lost a chunk of your audience. And if you don't hit on that series immediately, you're gonna keep losing chunks of your audience, and it just kind of becomes a thing where we say, "You remember Stranger Things? That was kind of cool back when it was cool."
Yeah. And it's like you said, man, 4 years to have so many plot holes where everyone is asking valid questions. It's like, where were the Demogorgons? Well, it's actually Demogorgon Steen, and it was Shabbat. So it's just
Rob Springer.
like, what? What are you doing, Tough Brothers? You know, just kind of making shit up.
Dude, was it you that brought up in the finale? Like, what about all those pregnant women?
That was Cough.
Like,
yeah.
And there's like, I don't know. Like, there's no
never underestimate the power of a mother. You've seen it.
Dude, I don't know, man. Like they're giving us these spin-offs that we're supposed to get. One is supposed to be about the black space rock that basically has all the dark particles of the Mind Flayer, and then the other one is going to be an animated series that takes place in between season 2 and season 3. I said this on our finale recap, and I'm going to say it now. Like, I don't want Stranger Things Clone Wars. Like, I don't want that. I don't care. You had your shot. I personally don't want more spin-offs, but it seems like other people really do.
Yeah. And this is where I did bring up in the final for the younger generation. And actually, I see some of us, let's say like my co-host on my other job, Garrett Price, he's like, Stranger Things is my favorite show of all time. And I'm like, interesting. You know, like it is a favorite show for a lot of people. It is like statistically one of the greatest shows of all time. I think it's one of the greatest shows of all time. Is it my top 5 favorite? No, but I respect the game. So naturally spin-offs are fine. I will say the animated one, I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, you guys tried with that Jurassic Park shit, man. Like you got so many animated.
You're not a Camp Cretaceous guy?
I didn't even know the fucking name.
You didn't even know it was called that? You didn't even know I could have totally made up something else.
Yeah. You could have called it Camp Fuck Nut. And I've been like, that's an odd name.
What kind of dinosaurs they got there? All right. Last night we had the Critics' Choice Awards. We're recording this on Monday, January 5th. But last night we had the Critics' Choice Awards, and Jag, one battle after another, just absolutely dominated the movie categories. They won Best Picture. Paul Thomas Anderson won Best Director. You've also got Best Adapted Screenplay. They took home a lot of awards. Sinners also brought home Best Original Screenplay, and you get Timmy with Best Actor. Like there was a lot, but it seemed like the people or the movies that were supposed to win did win. It was like the same like 4 that we all expected.
Yeah. The only things that I have not watched is Hamnet. I won't watch it.
Me either.
I will not watch this movie. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's good, guys. I just, no. I have not watched Mighty Supreme yet. But everything that should have won. Like you said, like Amy Madigan deserved it. Jacob Elordi, even though Frankenstein is like a one-time watch for me. It was a good movie. I won't watch it again. Probably not. He deserved it. And then like, again, a lot of people in the black community have criticisms of one battle after another. We're allowed to be bad people. It's okay. It's okay that a black woman was a bad mom. It happens. We're allowed to do multiple worlds on a spectrum. And sometimes other movies are just very good. You guys remember me in the group chat. As soon as I watched it, I'm like, gosh, you see this fucking movie? I've seen it like 6 times. You know, I think we have a fortunate problem, a very fortunate problem, where every movie deserves every award. Or rightfully so.
It's a champagne problem, right? Like we have a lot of good movies. It's great that we can sit here and say 4 or 5 movies probably deserve Best Picture and 4 or 5 actors deserve Best Actor and so on and so forth. Like this is a great champagne problem for us to have with movies.
Yes, that's where I'm at. Like, let's say if Sinners would have won one battle after another. I'm like, Sinners, great film. You know, like I would have just been like, yeah, we ate this year. We did good. That's the correct response, people. We ate good this year. Let's run it back in 2026. Don't kill it for us, Netflix. Don't see how well this year did. I want more of that.
TV. A lot of shows that we are covering or have covered. The Pit, The Studio. We haven't covered Hacks before. I know you love that show. Pluribus.
I love Hacks.
Adolescence. Yeah. Adolescence was one that we missed. I wish we would have hopped on that. But yeah, a lot of really good stuff got awards. Best drama series, The Pit. Best comedy, The Studio. And you know what I'm watching right now? Best actress in a limited series, Sarah Snook. All her fault. I saw episode 1. Hooks you right in.
Yeah. I don't think Sarah Snook, like, it was great. I don't hate it, but like, I can't say that she stuck out. I've watched a lot of limited series, and I can't say Sarah Snook did it, but a lot of times this is very political. It's like, we loved you
Was
in
it more of like they're
Succession.
tossing one to Peacock? They're like, okay, you can sit at the table now.
Yeah, they're tossing one to Peacock and Sarah Snook for Succession. It's like
Hmm.
when Leo won Best Actor for The Revenant. Have you named someone who's like, I love The Revenant? No one has fucking
No.
talked about that movie. I watched that movie twice. After the bear attack, I don't know what the fuck that movie's about. But he deserved it for Wolf of Wall Street, and he didn't
Right.
get it. You know?
Right. Dude, best actress in a drama, Ray Seahorn for Pluribus. After everyone has talked about like just not liking her, and I don't think it ever has anything to do with her acting. It has to do with the character she was portraying.
It's called good acting. That's like in
Yeah.
wrestling. Wrestling understands acting better than I feel like TV does. They're like, I hate her. And Rhea Seahorn doesn't deserve to win. I'm like, it's because
That's
she's
the
a good
point.
actress and good at her job. She's called a heel, dummy. Ray Seahorn isn't actually in a world where we're all fucking hive mind. Like, what are we doing?
She's probably a really nice person, man. Like,
Yeah. It's Carol Sturka you hate. Okay, you could hate Carol. You know? It's like,
so Jag, also Marvel got some things. I don't know, man. I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like, cool. We got a year. Marvel's dropping teasers for Avengers Doomsday. They got the Steve Rogers trailer, him holding a baby. They got Thor praying to Odin for strength and to come back to his newly adopted daughter, which is actually played by his real daughter. And then the third teaser trailer, which hasn't been officially released by Marvel, but it's been out there, which is the X Mansion destroyed in flames. You've got Professor X and comic accurate Cyclops. Now this fourth teaser trailer that hasn't been released is supposed to be with like Shuri and the Fantastic Four and M'Baku and Namor, like all of them together. Excitement level for Doomsday, like it just I feel so hypocritical saying like it feels like so much, but at the same time we gotta get hyped for it.
I'm having a hard time getting hyped, man.
Me too.
I'm that person who's in a relationship that's like, all right, we've got this one wedding, this one weekend. We're going to go on vacation. Let's hope that the spark comes back in this marriage. And if it doesn't, we are splitting up. And that's where I'm at. And I'm sorry, guys. MCU fans, I don't give a shit. You guys are always mad at us if we have a critique. You deserve, not you, MCU deserves critiques. It deserves it. I really hope they're going to retcon everything in Phase 4.
Yeah,
Like the comic book retcon. The comic book, we're going to go back in time. We're going to start over from Endgame, comic book it. That shit happens all the time in comics. Movie casuals are ready for it. I've been on this shit since I could read, dog. I'm like, oh, you guys haven't gotten flashpointed yet? It's like, like we're
Dude.
due. We're due.
Doomsday feels like the anchor baby for Marvel, right? Like
Oh,
they're
that's
trying
a
to
better
like
analogy.
they're
Yeah.
trying to make us stick around more because they're like, we're gonna give you Doomsday, but we're gonna keep promoting this for a year to keep you guys interested. And then once that happens, then we got Secret Wars, and we've got Tom Holland back as Spider-Man, by the way. And like they're giving us all the member berries and all the nostalgia, which by the way, the thing I didn't mention from that new teaser with the Fantastic Four and the Wakandans is that there's supposed to be two other major characters from the potential Marvel universe on this ship with them, and it's rumored that one of them is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and
Dude.
potentially Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Like, there's a lot of like it feels like we have jumped the shark over and over and over at this point, but it also seems like this is Marvel's only play left. Like they could have just taken a year or two off and come back with something fresh.
It's funny. It's actually not their only play because I see online where people's like, you can't make comic book fans happy. You guys wanted some going back to the old stuff and how they used to do stuff, and now they're doing it. You're mad. I said, no, I want you to go back to the old formulas of how you did shit. You know, I'm not saying that I wanted you to bring back Chris Evans and then kind of cuck Anthony Mackie for his Captain America run, you know, even though you gave him Anthony Mackie wasn't the problem of why that Captain America movie sucked. It sucked because it was a fucking Hulk movie. It was Cheeks, and it's a Hulk movie that you put Captain America in. It's like, wow, I really need a big angry green fuck to mess shit up because this is boring. You know, that was a problem.
Get it right.
Well, I need the green and the red to fight is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, but it's just like, what would have been cool? Maybe just recast X-Men. That would have been exciting for me, man. Like, just give us new X-Men. Actually, I fucking love James Marsden as Cyclops, so you got me there, man. You do, like, those member berries taste good. But how many
this
times?
is their way of doing it. I think this is their way of just like, okay, we're going to kill off all those X-Men. We're going to kill off all these characters that we don't want here anymore. Steve Rogers probably going to die. Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom is probably going to die. Like, we're just going to get rid of all these people and just reset with a small contingent of characters we want to keep marketing.
Okay, hear me out. Let me cook for a second.
Let's
You
go.
have Doctor Strange. He's like, we need help. I found something in here. You do the circle. And then you've got Patrick Schwarzenegger with the fucking Cyclops thing and just like looking at the portal, wondering what's going on. That's all you got to do, man. Like, what? Like, I don't, that's it. That's the movie. Look, we got X-Men. This X-Men. Boom. It's like,
I mean, they did it once with the Spider-Man, and we ate that shit up.
there was no plot for that. I mean, there was a plot, but I meant like we didn't need a Christopher Nolan Inception plot to get there.
Right.
I didn't need that. They were just like, hey man, portals do some funny shit sometimes, and then that's it. Just I don't know.
Yeah, I think X-Men is honestly their best chance at saving what Marvel has left. Because Fantastic Four wasn't great. Like I didn't love it, and I wanted to love it. I didn't. X-Men, I think, is their best chance of saving what they have left. So that's Thunderbolt's director, right? What's his name again?
Schreier, Jake Schreier. I was right. Yeah, Jake Schreier.
Yeah, Jake Schreier. Okay, yeah, and he crushed Thunderbolts. I thought that was a great movie. You got us to care about characters we didn't really care about all that much.
Thunderbolts felt like OG Marvel. Like Thunderbolts felt like I was watching. It felt like I was watching those first Cap movies because like I'm not a Cap fan. Cap has the best individual movies, and that sucks because I
what would
fucking
have
hate
worked?
Cap.
What would have worked for Anthony Mackie's version of Cap is make Falcon and the Winter Soldier the movie. Don't do the show. Like that story was actually kind of cool for a movie. You could have given us all that instead of making us do the homework of the show, then go into a movie that's really just a Red Hulk film that's asking you to remember stuff from a different Hulk movie that had quite literally a different Hulk in it. Edward Norton. Like it was just so much that was so messy there, dude.
Yeah.
And you talk about like going back to basics with Marvel. There's been news that came out that I think, not news, but like rumors that came out that could be interesting. And this is doing what you're saying. Go wider, not bigger, go wider and expand and add more characters. Well, is Jordan Peele teasing a Marvel collaboration? Dude, there was something that came out where there's reports that he might be directing or running a Marvel movie. And he responded with the little eyes emoji. His Monkey Paw Productions, his company, responded with the eyes emoji. And then later, he then responded to that, where he's like, people think you are now running a Marvel movie because you responded with eye emojis. Is that something that you'd want? Like, do you want Jordan Peele in the Marvel universe? Because he's talked about, like, not really having interest in it, but he also says, I'm not confirming or denying.
I like money. That's all I can. Anytime someone is rumored, they're like, yeah, man, I'd be interested in doing a Marvel movie. That's all they're saying is just like, that's why I love Kirsten Dunst. She says up straight things. She's like, I would love to do another comic book movie. They pay me a lot of money and I'm currently taking care of my mother. So I'm just like, fuck yeah, dude, just say it. Just say it. Like, be honest. You're like, fuck yeah, I like money. That's if you do one Marvel movie, get that out of the way. You just bought yourself like literally 2 other him movies. You could invest in him. That
was so ass.
It was ass, but like, did I say this to you? Horror movies, to get to where horror was at, you had to make a lot of shit movies to get there.
Yeah.
With black folks, we had to keep making ass movies so we can find the good directors and get that as well. So I appreciate him doing his job. So yeah, take some Marvel money. Go do something like, I don't know, Blade, man. My problem with Blade
is question.
Blade doesn't fit with the MCU all the time. I like Blade when Blade's just doing his own thing and they're like, hey Blade, we need help. He's like, well nigga, you got some vampires, so I'm gonna handle this. Y'all go fight Galactus.
For real though, like And I almost wonder if that's not the thing that Marvel should be doing, is everyone focus on their own shit. Everyone have their own stories. Like, that's what made comics so great, was just, you could just continue along your own story. And that's when Marvel, I think, was doing so well. And then, like, every once in a while you come together. But now it seems like everything is we've got a Spider-Man crossover movie. We've got a Captain America Hulk crossover movie. Like, we've got, everyone is crossing over at all times. Cause like you said, they just want to go bigger. They just want to go bigger because that's what's getting butts in the seats.
Yep. And I think they should take, and I'm not talking about the movies, obviously, that our comic book readers tap in, but the DC Comics does such a great job. There's 5 Justice Leagues. There's Justice League Dark. There's like Space Justice League, Justice League. Yep. Like, that way you could have the team ups, but like, you're focusing on multiple areas of what's a vast universe. Like, we don't need our entire fucking team in space, because obviously there's still crime happening on Earth. Like, if I was a criminal and I'm seeing some space shit, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm about to rob the fuck out of people because they're busy as hell. You know, like, that's
opportunist.
Exactly. You're rubbing them hands together. You're like, we about to eat today, baby. You know,
your Spice Adams looking from behind the tree. Let's go.
Like, we don't need every hero focused on the same problem. And that's what makes comics great, is like, yeah, they bump into each other. And when we do have these cameos, they're special, you know. It doesn't feel special when you always got to call the team. You know, it's like Game of Thrones, like, call your banners. Like, maybe there's multiple problems in multiple fronts, and split that story up.
Man, we just want good story. That's
just
it.
Good story.
That's all it comes down to. Just give us good story. And guys, we're going to be doing this every Tuesday. We're going to be giving you guys the news from the previous week. Let us know what you think in the comments. If you have been a subscriber of Unbinged and you're seeing this for the first time, you know, welcome in. Thank you. Let us know what you think. If you're catching us for the very first time here, go and check out all of our other stuff where we have talked about all of the numerous shows and movies that have been coming out over the last, I don't know, what's it, Jack? It's like 4 months on this new channel here. We got a bunch of all older stuff too as well over on Apple and Spotify, where you can hear stuff from over a year ago. But we'll be back here every Tuesday. We've also got Fallout every Wednesday, The Pit every Thursday going forward, His and Hers limited series on Netflix, 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple, and then A Night of the Seven Kingdoms coming up. I've been surprised how many people are really, really hyped about that. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I didn't think it was going to be that big. I'm excited, but like, dude, people are legit hyped for this show. I think it's going to be really good.
Yep. People love that dragon shit, man. They're not even dragon in this one. So.
Just give them a dragon, a little bit of the brother sister fucky, and they're in. That's all they want. All right, guys, it's a wrap. I want to thank everybody for watching, for listening all the way through. For myself, for Jag. We'll see you next time. Adios.